How would you describe your leadership style in 3 words?
I would say that it's a transformation managerial style, and I see myself in it, and I feel good having this role and see myself in the style.
Says Monika Balcerzak, Reinsurance Accounting Manager from VIG Re. And how would you describe your leadership style in 3 words?
Well, I would say it is open, balanced, and if you allow me, I would say a sharing leadership.
Says Valentina, Stranieri, member of the Board of Directors and Head of People and Culture at UniCredit Bank, Czech Republic and Slovakia. And my name is Jaroslav Kramer. Welcome to Women Leaders Beyond Borders, a podcast series empowered by VIG Re. Ladies, thanks for coming to our studio. Thanks for your very interesting opening lines. But before we will, continue with the interview, I'd like to ask you a very simple question. What do you do, Valentina?
Very simply, I'm the responsible of people and culture in a bank. So I'm driving the function usually known as human resources. And I'm also part of the board of directors in this bank. So I'm a member of the management board.
Monika, same question.
Yes, I'm a team leader of accounting within the VIG. I'm responsible for the reinsurance accounting.
Is it something you always wanted to do? Is it something that maybe little girls and boys have dreams that they can work as?
Yeah, I wanted always to be on the insurance or reinsurance market. I never seen myself in accounting. This is the challenge I took 2 years ago when I came to Prague. I just needed something new, something different, and I didn't want to start from zero. And I decided this is a chance. VIG is giving me a chance to switch responsibility, to deal with accounting. And I just took the chance and I grabbed it, and here I am.
Do people assume that accounting might be a little bit boring job?
It depends how you look at it. I don't see it as a boring. You can always find something interesting there. As I mentioned, I like transformation. I like processes. So for me, it's never boring unless you say and you feel like it. But for me, it's not boring. So,
Valentina, during your whole career, you were working as a HR professional. So is this something you always wanted to do?
Absolutely no. Basically, I was joining UniCredit group because I wanted to work in corporate banking. And this is where I started. I was an assistant in the corporate banking field. After 1 year, my HR department was calling me to propose me an experience in HR. And I said, no, thanks. Then I understood it was not really a proposal. It was a suggestion to move into HR because they could see, some potential in me for this job. And out of 17 years in UniCredit, I've been spending 16 years in HR, so probably they were right. And I started also having fun after the very beginning.
So you are a board member, so I guess that you are really good at what you do. And like when we just talked about fun with Monika, when was the last time you had fun at your job? And you will have the same question, Monika.
If you allow me, I have fun. Probably I'm very lucky, but I try to have fun every single day because working with people is somehow guaranteeing that things are never going to be the same every day. There is a lot of uncertainty. There are a lot of changes going around in such a big company. So I can say that it is happening very often.
What about you?
Similarly, every day brings something new. And if it doesn't bring, I just create myself something new. And for me, it's crucial to come to work and enjoy. Because simply if you enjoy what you do, you don't feel it as it's hard, it's difficult, or it's challenging. It's just something that you are looking forward to do. So yeah, it's it's a matter of sometimes creating the opportunities for yourself, or just grabbing when you see them.
Are you really good at creating new opportunities?
I try. Previously, I was quite stable. I was worried always about if the opportunity will be good for me or not. I was always overthinking, creating the scenarios. And I came to a point that I was burnout. And it caused that I just crossed the line, internal lines, when I just stopped being afraid anymore. And it changed the perspective. It changed how I see things now. Now I'm trying, and then I analyze if it's good for me or it's not good for me. But at least I try, and then I think, is it a good way or not? So I gave myself a chance. I give myself a chances, and then when I see something new, I'm always there to try.
And the result was that you decided to move abroad, to become international manager.
Yes, exactly. This was the result. I changed country. I changed the company. I changed the department. I never worked in accounting before. So yeah, a company gave me a belief and a great opportunity. And if somebody believes that you can do it, why I cannot believe it? So it was more an opportunity to grab and not to say no.
That's really an inspirational story, and really inspiring that you decided to change it. I guess as an HR professional, you've heard so many stories about burnout and what to do next. But before we will discuss it, what was your key moment when you decided, okay, I'm gonna stay within UniCredit Group, but I will move to Czechia?
I must say that even during my experience in Italy, I was moving a lot across Italy. I traveled to different cities, and I worked in different cities in the north, in the center, and in the south of Italy. And this was already giving me the feeling of having very frequent changes. So this was also challenging me in a positive way. So it was something that at a certain point I started to consider necessary for my career, to find even motivation and a further boost. And I was always commuting because my family was stable in Puglia, in my home region. And at a certain point, when this international opportunity came, I said to myself, so in the end, it will not be so different from what I'm doing. It will only be, changing languages, changing country, moving abroad with the family. So not a big change. And I decided to take it because I always wanted to have an experience abroad. And with my family, we always discussed that if the right opportunity was coming, for sure we were ready to take it. I was considering some other opportunities in the past, but probably everything was aligned for me in order to grab this one in Prague in summer 2023.
So both of you basically found out later in your work environment that you should become international manager. What is one key advice you would give yourself before you moved to Czechia? Something really important, because for both of you it was for the first time. It wasn't for the first time moving, but it was for the first time changing country. So what would you choose, Valentina?
Well, what I found really precious in this move was coming here to Czech Republic with an open mind and ready to absorb a lot from local culture, but also keeping an eye on my roots, let's say, in terms of working culture. Because I think that it is an exchange of value. No, I am bringing something new, different, and colleagues here, working environment is giving me something new and different as well. So this balance, I don't know if I found a fair one, but I think it was a good starting point for my experience here.
Monika?
For me, quite similar. For me, it was just eye-opener in a sense of dealing with different people, with different culture, with different needs. Also, when it comes to different generation we had in the company. So yeah, I see it as an eye opener and see things differently, change the perspective which I needed, and just especially enjoy the change and enjoy where I am, with whom I work, and I would summarize it like that.
So what's the biggest difference between the idea you had about working in Prague and the reality?
Yeah, because I was burnout, I tried to stay open and not to have expectation. I tried not to predict what will be there, and I didn't create any scenarios. The idea was simple: just go there and enjoy and do your best. And that's it. No planning. And for the first time I did it, and I definitely don't regret. As I mentioned, we always have a tendency to overthink, and sometimes it just kills the idea of moving forward. And the first time I stopped doing that, and here I am, enjoying. This I would recommend.
Sounds like a recipe for happy life, right? And speaking of really important topic, burnout, you as an head of people and culture, it must be really important for you to create environment where people can spot that something's wrong. Is it something that you can work with really good, that you know how to help your colleagues, employees, or is it something that companies still struggle with, no matter how big and how advanced the company is?
That's a very interesting question. I think that the overall company culture, not only ours, but in general, the common trend is helping us to focus, to have the right attention on this topic. So, as a company and as a people and culture professional, I believe that having the right space dedicated to well-being, to not only to work-life balance, but to well-being initiatives, supporting all our colleagues, but also the ones that are driving teams, so the managers, giving them the right tools to face critical situations that may happen is really a key responsibility. And it is something on which we are keeping investing because of the very high value we recognize to this tool. On top of this, we understood this is also something very much appreciated from the people that are then joining our company, seeing that we are sensitive to such topic. And personally speaking, of course, due to the job I have then chosen during years, this is a very important topic for me, and it's very crucial to keep high attention, mine and of my team, of course, on this.
How important for you is to still find new challenges within the same group? Because, like you've mentioned, you've been with UniCredit for 17 years. So are you the type of person that needs still new challenges? Because I can see that you are not the one who's like happy with the same status quo for 10 years.
Absolutely, yes. And what is nice to see after so many years in the same company, basically I joined this company when I left when I concluded my university studies, is that I was always able to be in front of new challenges, not only by myself, but because the company was giving me this opportunity. So if you have a look at my, geographical moves, you will see I've been spending like 8 years in Milano at a certain point, from 2011 to 2019. But I was doing like 5 different jobs in that time frame. I was moving from not only one building to the other, but from completely different realities within the same bank. So this is why I always found challenging this job, even staying in the same company, because maybe it's coming from the dimension of the company, but also from the mindset, challenges are always behind next door.
Monika, when you worked in Poland, it was within a, let's say, Polish environment. It wasn't very much of an international environment. Right now, in VIG Re, you are surrounded by so many nationalities, people from all over the world. What's for you the most interesting thing about working in this type of environment?
We see it differently and we approach it differently, and I think this is the challenge: how to go the same way, achieve the proper goals, thinking about the work environment and the company most probably a different way. So,
are you personally good at keeping people on one boat? Are you the connector?
I see my role as not an easy one. We as people like to have a status quo. We like things to be planned, and we like to know what we're going to do and somehow prepare for it. And most of the time in the company, I bring changes. So it's not an easy piece of cake, I must say, but I like it, and it's a matter of finding, the people with the right attitude, and or just show the path in a proper way, just depending with whom you work. So I think this is the biggest challenge when it comes to transformation and changes, to work with those who are in the company. I'm not much in favor of switching teams or people within the team, but finding the way to motivate or to show that it's worth it. It's you can enjoy the results.
As Valentina definitely can confirm, it's never-ending story. For you, Valentina, it's quite different because UniCredit Bank in Czechia and in Slovakia are mostly, filled with Czechs and Slovaks. And you, as an international manager, do you have sometimes, hard times being a foreigner who's leading mostly one national teams?
Well, I must say that the higher, how can I say, difficulty I found was in the language, because being pretty much used to have open dialogue with all the level in the organization, with all the stakeholders, what I am missing is the possibility to speak my native language and to use, some nuances while speaking in order to better clarify my point of view. But on the other side, I must say that on one side, the full availability of every company member to speak to me in English, which was not, of course, not a surprise, but not even obvious. And on the other side, even the, how can I say, the support I got every time I wanted, a translation, some help. I'm studying Czech, but I must say it's not that easy at the moment. This support was precious anyhow, even in the situations where the native language, so Czech or Slovak, needed to be the main one, and I needed to be the one just translating afterwards. But I found people incredibly warm and available to support me.
You said that Czechs are incredibly warm and supportive. Sometimes people think that Czechs are not very friendly. So you have different experience, right?
I have completely different experience, really. I arrived in Czech Republic without a specific expectation on how Czech people would behave. But I was positively impressed by this gradually, how can I say, increasing familiarity I felt, both in the company and outside. So even moving in Prague, going around, I must say Prague is a city that is very open to expats, to people not belonging to the country. And then some weeks ago, I had the chance also to watch an ice hockey match live, and I understood how far we are from being, cold as a population.
Yes, and now it's great wave in Czechia thanks to hockey championship. Monika, I've read in your bio that before you came to VIG Re, you didn't have exactly this experience with the position you were applying, and your future boss told you, don't worry, you will learn. Is it true?
Yes, it was, I think, the first time that somebody believed in me during the interview. It was the nicest and the fastest, I must say, the interview I have ever had. It was simply amazing how on the interview can my line manager back then, after speaking with me 20 minutes, he just said, well, you will learn. You don't know this, you will learn. And when I found out that my boss is giving me the opportunity, even it was the first meeting with him, and he's just simply say, you will learn, no worries. I back then knew that this is the company for me, and this is the company where you can develop, and you can have the challenges, because if somebody believes in you that much, I think he believed even more than I was back then. So why not to try? And I think that's why I'm here.
Valentina, I guess that sometimes you have the same experience as me, that we meet so many talented women who say, I don't think I'm good enough for this position, or I don't think I'm good enough to be a host in a podcast. So how would you explain them that it's really important to believe in themselves and don't worry about not being good enough, because no one is 100% good enough for anything?
Yeah, this is a very recurrent topic in my career. And what I found surprising is that the most effective sentence I heard in my company life about this topic was coming from a man, from a CEO of one of the legal entities I was working in. And he basically said that he was, and he still is, a great supporter of female leadership, exactly for this reason, because there is somehow the habit of not feeling for a woman prepared enough, ready enough, or good enough. And this is continuously pushing most of the women to achieve every kind of success and to express better performances. Personally, every time I had the chance to discuss with other colleagues, being close maybe to a career step, or even when deciding about their future, I always try to provide also some personal examples, even from my own experience. Because if you ask me if I was feeling completely ready before taking any of the challenges I found on my way, well, I was not. I knew I was not fully ready, and I could feel not really ready, you know. The first time I came to Prague, to the building of the bank, I said to myself, come on, are you really willing to take this challenge in case they are going to choose you? And then some mechanism starts to work, you know, telling me, yes, come on, you're doing it. Other people were doing it before, and so you're doing it. And I think even, you know, shedding a bit the component of doubt and, you know, worry you have during the path that brings you to such a decision can be useful for other people, because it's happening to anyone, in my opinion.
Monika, is it difficult to teach other women to create their own opportunities and, you know, go maybe sometimes against your own thoughts and try something new? Because I guess that you are quite an ambassador of women empowerment within VIG.
Sometimes I simply think we just have to be ready for some changes in our life. So I try to look at it from this perspective. I will never be ready 100% for the new challenges. When I'm a bit nervous, it means it's good. It means I will push myself through the limits that I have and give myself more and give to others more.
And it also means that leaders should notice also the people maybe standing in the corners, people that maybe are not comfortable being seen on every team meeting, etc. Are you as leaders trying to see also those people, Valentina?
Well, you touched a topic that really obsesses me because, even doing this job, which has a strong component of people interaction, by myself, by my personal attitude, I'm not so keen to stay, for example, on stage, So based on this personal characteristic I have, I always try to consider also people in front of me under this lens, So what if the people I am listening to are not the only ones that would have something to say, because some others are maybe just a bit shy, staying, as you were saying, a bit more in the corner. So this is something that I really feel as one of my main responsibilities, to look for hidden talent that is in every single individual I'm working with, and to try to give the right boost to each of them in different way, because then each of them is motivated by different factors,
But I guess it's even more difficult being a board member, because sometimes not all HR directors or heads of people and culture are also board members. Is this something that makes it a little bit more difficult for you?
Well, it's the first time I'm acting with this double hat, you see. And yes, sometimes it was, but not because of me, how can I say, but because I found that this role, this board membership, was creating maybe some, how can I say, was making someone a bit more shy than how it would normally, he or she would normally be. But there I try to compensate with my personal attitude that is pretty open to listening, to considering different opinions. So I try to put the other people at, how can I say, to make them feel comfortable,
Monika, what's your approach with colleagues that want to stay in a shadow, but do you feel like they have something to tell, that they shouldn't stay there?
Yes, my experience is very good with those the shyest in the team. Mostly they are very highly technical and professionals. They just struggle with being in front. They're just struggling to show the skills and capabilities. And I really like to work, and that I always try to find the proper space and slowly showing the other possibilities how to get out from the shadow. It's a long process, but I still think it's worth it. And with the support and keeping somebody's back in a difficult situation, I see, and my experience is that the people come out of the shadow, and I slowly trying to be the leaders, but the leaders, they're special leaders, the leaders who other follows, the leaders who are listened, people listen to them. Yeah, so different, just simply different type.
And then you are the one who are like, I told you he's interesting, and you didn't believe me. I knew it all the way.
I try not to do that.
Valentina, huge topic, and I guess also for Monika, are generation differences in a work environment. Are you a good connector of different generations?
Well, I try to be. I see the importance of having very different point of views contributing to every working environment. And when I joined this team in Czech Republic, I understood I was one of the oldest members, which was not frequently happening in Italy, in my previous experiences, maybe only by chance. And so when I arrived here, I felt this also responsibility of representing a certain slice, how can I say, of the population, and giving the same attention and trying to considering every single point of view coming from different generation. There are people in my team still completing their university studies while working. There are others in their, first years of working experiences. And then there are people that are also bringing like 20 years experience to our team. So I feel this as a challenge on one side, but a tremendous opportunity as well. Because what the oldest members of the team can bring in terms of experience of even risk sensitivity, for example, in many situations, is, in my opinion, very well compensated and balanced by the creativity and the innovation spirit that is coming from younger generation. And I'm happy because I'm able to deal with such a mixed team. It's not that obvious in every working environment, no?
What is your favorite generation?
This is a secret.
I thought so, but I had to try. Monika, can you spot big generation differences, or maybe the international environment brings people that are more related one to each other than in different companies?
Yes, I spotted the differences. I remember growing up, we just wanted to have a stable job. And the labor market was focused on people who are stable, who will long work within the company, who are reliable, and who have a connection to the company. And now we are facing a different labor market. We see that young people changes jobs more frequently. Back when I was young, we called them jumpers, and the jumpers were not were those people who company just wanted to stay a bit farther. And now those people are bringing the changes, and this is the future. So for me, yes, I see the differences. Yes, I was brought up with a different mindset, but I try to see the positives. They are the ones who have a power to change things. I see how on Polish market actually the new generation brought different approach of companies towards employees. I mean, in Poland now it's easier to have a hybrid work. It's easier to simply have a work-life balance. It was almost not possible a couple of years ago. So I try to see it as a benefit, and I try to see them as a power that can really change things, and then they are very outspoken, and the change must come quick, and it has to be visible. So for me, it's I see them as a powerful generation, and I just learn from that and try to keep up.
So basically, both of you are, for the youngest generation, good allies, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Cool. So if you are facing the youngest generation, that sometimes quite common question is, well, why should I work for such a huge banking corporate world or huge reinsurance world? I can go to some startup, or I can work on my own. So what is your answer? Why should they choose your big banking world, Valentina?
Well, I try to focus a lot not only on the technical content of the job, but also on the variety that is within a big company, and on a concept that I see very concrete in our reality, and that I think has a significant value also for youngest generation, that is the concept of community. So since the very beginning, when they get in touch with us, we try to create an experience for them that is not only related to the type of job they should be or they are supposed to do, but also what's inside them being part of such a big group of people. And with younger generation, with our trainees community, for example, with our young talents, I think this is making a small difference.
So that works for me. So how about you? How would you, explain to me that working in a reinsurance corporate world makes sense?
And then the question what the corporate means. I mean, I was very positively surprised that reinsurance doesn't have to be corporate. I'm quite lucky to be in a company where you don't feel that it's a corporate. It's just a nice place to work, and reinsurance is a unique market, and you work always with different cultures, with different people, different languages, and this makes reinsurance unique. But it's also like approach to people and how the company creates the environment for people, and I cannot say for the first time that I work for a corporate. I work for a company which is international and which provides a unique, really unique environment. So the first time in my 15 years, I cannot say I work in a corporate.
Ladies, where is home for you? Where is home for you, Monika?
Yeah, this is a tough question for me. I'm 2 years in Czech Republic, still finding my way to feel comfortable, feel good, and to find and build here my life. I travel a lot to Poland, and my home is where my heart is and where my family is. I can say it like that.
Valentina?
Well, I would quote Monika because I feel that home is where my family is. So now home is Prague for me, and it started to be like some months ago. But if I may add, where is the place where my thoughts, can come to their order, can also find sometimes some peace, and some relax, is still my hometown, the seaside, very close to where I was born. So this is maybe the only part that I was missing during this last year, being in contact with my original place,
Well, the summer is here, so I guess that you will have some time to go to Puglia. But if there is a tough working week and you don't have a chance to sit on a plane and fly, what is your reset button? How do you get back 100% of your energy? Because both of your jobs are on an energy level very difficult. So how do you reset, Valentina?
Mainly in two ways. First reset button is wearing my running shoes, going out for a short run, and having a bit of time for myself. And then also all the time I spend outside with my dog. I have a German Shepherd. She likes to move, to go around, and Prague is luckily full of parks for her. So these are my main, how can I say, solutions at the end of a busy week.
Luckily, Czechia is a dog nation, so
absolutely, yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Monika, how about you?
The reset button, I think, since I came to Prague, is tennis, watching tennis. And for me, it's a relax, and for me, it's also an interesting how people can struggle and still find the motivation to move forward. And it's just a joy and a pleasure to watch and observe the matches. Roland Garros just ended, and it was like 4 hours just watching the match. So for me, this is the reset button.
What would be your reaction if you came to your office tomorrow morning and all the tasks were done and there were nothing to do? Would you be happy? Would you be depressed? Would you cry? Would you smile? What would be your reaction, Valentina? Tomorrow morning, nothing to do. Everything is done.
5 minutes of happiness, I would say. And then I would start looking for new things to be done. Because for sure they are hidden somewhere, but they are there.
Monika?
I would smile and say, finally, finally, nothing to do. And it will last a couple hours, and then I will start to, observe what can be done. But for sure, I would enjoy more than 5 minutes. And
if I came after the 5 minutes and told you, let's try some brand new job for one day, something that you believe can move you forward, that could be really helpful for your career, what would you choose, Monika?
I'm ready. Where to go and where to start.
But where would you go? What kind of work would you choose?
Something that I have no experience with. Something abstract, or for me, when it comes to my business career, or something that I find difficult. Just to try and to see.
Abstract and difficult, probably painter or some artist.
Yes.
So sculpture, you would do sculptures, right?
can be sculpture.
Good
Yes.
challenge. So what would you choose?
I would definitely choose something far from my daily activity, and so I would go for dealing with our customers, because I mainly work with internal customers, and I've been spending only the first year of my career in this bank working with external ones, which are in the end the core of our activities. So I know it would be challenging, but this is what I feel I would ask.
Ladies, thank you for coming to the podcast. I hope these almost 50 minutes were quite resetting for you, and thanks for your time. My guests were Monika Balcerzak.
Thank you.
And Valentina Stranieri.
Thank you, Jaroslav.